Some of you may remember watching the Jetsons and dreaming of a future with flying cars. And though we may not have that just yet, we still have some pretty cool cars out there on the market now that we may never have thought or even dreamed of having. First of all, can you please tell people what exactly is a futurist and how did you come at landing that job at Ford?
The best way for me to describe what a futurist does is by describing what I don't do. I can't predict the future. So what my teammates and I do is that we really push back on the assumptions that are built into typical plans.
Now, I know I referenced the Jetsons earlier, and I know you kind of came up with a cool study that you guys did.
So we do an annual trend report. It's really like kind of things that are top of mind for us, and we just want to see how it resonates with different consumers. And so we were asking people, how ready are you for the distant future? You know, do you think you're ready for whatever the future might bring? And in there, we asked a question, when do you think flying cars will be available? So a la the Jetsons. And 38% of men worldwide believe that flying cars will be available by the year 2050. So not that far away.
Is the Pittsburgh region, or really consumers in general, ready to go electric?
We asked people if they were actively changing their behavior to fight climate change. But when we dug a little bit deeper, the majority of people said that they only take on initiatives where the inconvenience is small or non-existent. And so it's incumbent on brands like Ford to figure out a way to make the EVs, our electric vehicles, as appealing as possible.
So do you think we're headed into a future where our vehicles will do more than just be about mobility?
Absolutely. And I'd say we're already there to a certain extent. The F-150s coming to the rescue. It was because we had a generator built into the vehicle. And so it became a mobile generator. And you know, dealers in that area, that the areas that were hardest hit, they just loaned them to the communities around them. And so that people could get power back into their homes.
Ford now has the best-selling vehicles in Pittsburgh. What do you see as most important to continue to have consumers choose Ford over all of the other brands out there?
You know what? I think anybody who's educated in this country read about Henry Ford in elementary school. And I think we're really remarkable because his family's still involved. I mean, the great-grandson of Henry, Bill Ford, is our executive chair and he's got two as great-great-grandchildren on the board. Also, we as a brand, we have a mandate that we treat our customers like family.
All right. Well, as you can see, we are standing in front of the Mach-E, which is one of the electric vehicles that Ford sells. And look at this thing. I mean, how exciting this is, the technology. And I know that Joey mentioned earlier, the frunk. I mean, check this out. You can fit a whole cooler in here for a tailgate or anything like that. Heather and David, I feel like we need to plan a PTL tailgate for the football season, right? And take one of these guys out for a spin.
I think you're absolutely right, Daisy, yeah. And now I understand what you're talking about. The trunk is in the front.
So it's
a frunk.
So it's a frunk.
I just now got that. When you were talking about it earlier, I was like, what are you saying, Heather?
I got frunk in my soul.
It's like, oh my gosh. All right, that is really cool. Well, here's something else that's kind of cool. Pittsburgh is the only car show in the country that has an indoor electric ride-along program. So if you go to the auto show this weekend, you can ride in one of those Mustangs as well.
That's really neat.